12:23, still feeling pretty warm out there, but a few showers or a weak thunderstorm may kind of cool things off a little bit in some areas today. Kind of like we've seen the last few days. There have been some little showers and weak storms popping up, but nothing big in terms of huge amounts of rain or flooding or anything like that. Just kind of little normal sea breeze showers and weak storms. High still making it into the low 90s, at least in most of the valley. A weak cold front, I'm not going to get all excited and say like a big cold front, but at least a cold front should finally arrive next week. Should at least drop temperatures down a bit, maybe bring down the humidity some, so it could lead to some slightly cooler nights. We're not expecting it to drop down to the 40s or anything like that, but wouldn't be surprised to see some mornings maybe dipping into the 60s for a change around here. But again, that's next week. This week, we're still into the same weather pattern. Warm, humid weather coming in, but a couple of showers around and weak storms. First 1.5 Doppler network over the last hour shows little showers and weak storms popping up and drifting west across the valley, and will move westward as the afternoon progresses. Some of the heavier rain kind of forming and just moving across the border into Mexico. This is kind of southeast of Los Indios, but just right along the Rio Grande and off to the west, a couple of lightning strikes and a little burst of some heavier rain. But you still might have a couple of little showers here still in the Brownsville area as well. Farther to the north, some small showers again popping up in northern Cameron County, north of Harlingen. One flaring up briefly right around La Feria, but this again is very small and already fading away. And then farther to the north, the rain we were tracking earlier north of Raymondville already dying off too, but you see little showers will continue to pop up, I think, around it and move westward as we go through this afternoon. Temperatures have made it into the low 90s in some areas, 92 already in McAllen, 90 in Edinburgh, most of the lower valley in the upper 80s, but still has time to maybe break out to around 90 or 91 in some spots as the sun tries to break back through the clouds. Future track this afternoon shows, again, a couple showers, weak thunderstorms in the area through this afternoon. Most of it done by about 6 p.m. or so, and then the evening looking mainly dry. But Future track tries to say maybe a sprinkle or an isolated shower or two in spots overnight coming in off the Gulf, but I think it's probably a little overdone compared to what it usually is. And then as we go through the day on Friday, still a few showers or a storm in spots as we go through the afternoon, but rain chances are probably down to about 10 or 20% as we get toward the late afternoon. We could probably hit a high around 30 or 40% during the day, but most places looking pretty dry. Now, as we go into Saturday, still a small chance for a shower, even smaller than Friday. A couple of spotty showers will be around with temperatures mainly in the low 90s or so for highs, but chances of rain, we're still probably talking about the 10 or 20% range on Saturday and Sunday. So decent rain chance today, maybe kind of good tomorrow, and then lower by Saturday and Sunday coming up. Now, if you're talking cold fronts here, this gets Dina worked up. She's waiting for one. First cold front reaching the valley. Looking at the numbers I cranked out here, since 1994, going back 25 years, the earliest a cold front has made it into the valley, September 5th, 2011. The latest we had to wait all the way until October 22nd. Not a good year there for Dina. And then the average date, when you look at all 25 years, September 28th. We've already passed that date, but there is hope. When you look at Future Track going into next week, this is Saturday, then going into Sunday, you see a cold front moves through the Midwest into the plains, and by Monday, it's moving into central and southern Texas around the hill country. If it holds together, it should probably come through here either late Monday or Tuesday. Could bring some showers and storms, but not a big blast of cool air as you see on the map, but it does get a little cooler behind it, so I would expect maybe we could fall into the 80s with some cooler nights, maybe in the 60s later next week behind it. First 1.5 AccuWeather forecast today, highs near 91, a few showers or a storm. In the first 1.5 7-day forecast, still fairly close to 90 or so over the weekend, lows in the low 70s. By next week, remember that front comes through probably about on Monday with a better chance of showers and storms, and then behind it, temperatures may dip into the 80s or so by Tuesday, could fall into the 60s for lows by Wednesday, but some of the models do say it might be a little cooler at night for a few more nights after that. So we'll keep tracking in your first 1.5 forecast. Dina?
All right.